The Rigveda, hymn 2.24, Brahmanaspate. Be pleased with this our offering, thou who art the Lord. We will adore thee with this new and mighty song. As this, thy friend, our liberal patron, praises thee, do thou, Brahespate, fulfill our heart's desires. He who, with thy might, bestowed down the things that should be bowed, and in his fury rent the holds of Sambara, who overthrew what should not, Brahmanaspate, he made his way within the mountain, stored with wealth. That was a great need for the godliest of the gods. Strong things were loosened, and the firmly fixed gave way. He drave the kind forth and cleft Vala through my prayer, dispelled the darkness and displayed the light of heaven. Be well with mouth of stone that poured a flood of meath, which Brahmanaspate hath opened with his might. All they who see the light have drunk their fill thereat. Together they have made the watery fount flow forth. Ancient will be those creatures, whatsoever they be, with moons, with autumns, doors unclose themselves to you. Effortless they pass on to perfect this and that, appointed works which Brahmanaspate ordained. They who, with much endeavor, searching round, obtained the Panith's noblest treasure, hidden in the cave. Those sages, having marked the falsehoods, turned them back whence they had come, and sought again to enter in. The pious ones, when they had seen the falsehoods, turned them back. The sages stood again upon the lofty ways, cast with both their arms upon the rock. They left the kindled fire and said, no enemy is he. With his swift bow, strung truly, Brahmanaspate reaches the mark, whatever it be that he desires. Excellent are the arrows, wherewithal he shoots, keen-eyed to look on men. And springing from his ear, he brings together and he parts. The great high priest, extolled is he, in battle Brahmanaspate. When gracious for the hymn, he brings forth food and wealth. The glowing sun untroubled sends forth fervent heat. First and preeminent, excelling all besides, are the kind gifts of liberal Brahmanaspate. These are the boons of him, the strong, who should be loved, whereby both classes and the people have delight. Thou who in every way supreme in earthly power, rejoicing by thy mighty strength, hast waxen great. He is the God spread forth in breadth against the gods. He, Brahmanaspate, encompass this all. From you twain, Mongavans, all truth proceedeth. Even the waters break not your commandment. Come to us, Brahmanaspate and Indra, to our oblation like yoked steeds to fodder. The sacrificial flames most swiftly hear the call. The priest of the assembly gaineth wealth for hymns, hating the stern, remitting at his will the debt. Strong in the shock of flight is Brahmanaspate. The wrath of Brahmanaspate, according to his will, had full effect when he would do a mighty deed, the kind he drave forth and distributed to heaven, even as a copious flood with strength flows sundry ways. O Brahmanaspate, may we be evermore masters of wealth, well guided, full of vital strength. Heroes on heroes send abundantly to us, when thou, omnipotent, through prayer, seekest my call. O Brahmanaspate, be thou controller of this our hymn, and prosper thou our children. All that the gods regard with love is blessed. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. And that was 16 verses. And it's important for us to identify what's evil or ignorant and try to figure out the other way to dwell in the unconscious or the outer deeds. Because really, something from every category will be right. Hymn 2.25, Brahmanapata, 5 verses. He, lighting up the flame, shall conquer enemies. Strong shall he be who offers prayer and brings his gift. He with his seed spreads forth beyond another seed. Whomever Brahmanaspata takes for his friend, with heroes he shall overcome his hero foes, and spread his wealth by kind wise. By himself is he. His children and his children's children grow in strength. Whomever Brahmanaspata takes for his friend, he, mighty, like a raving river's billowy flood, as a bull conquers oxen, overcomes with strength, like Agni's blazing rush. He may not be restrained, whomever Brahmanaspata takes for his friend. For him the floods of heaven flow, never falling down. First with the heroes he goes forth to war for kind. He slays in unabated vigor, with great might, whomsoever Brahmanaspata takes for friend. All roaring rivers pour their waters down for him, and many a flawless shelter hath been granted him. Blessed with the happiness of gods, he prospers well, whomever Brahmanaspata takes for his friend. And, there is that mode of the friend of God, but that doesn't mean that servant master stage is one that you're skipping out on. It's, truly, for the art doesn't mean if you haven't perfected that stage, you don't try to incorporate some of the other stages. Hymn 2.26, Brahmanaspata, 4 verses. The righteous singer shall overcome his enemies, and he who serves the gods subdue the godless man. The zealous man who shall vanquish the invincible, the worshipper, share the food of him who worships not. Worship thou, hero, chase the arrogant afar. Put on auspicious courage for the fight with foes. Prepare oblation so that thou mayest have success. We crave the favoring help of Brahmanaspata. He with his folk, his house, his family, his sons, gains booty for himself, and with the heroes, wealth believing. Who, with oblation and with a true heart, serves Brahmanaspata, the father of the gods. Who hast honored him with offerings rich in oil, him Brahmanaspata leads forward on his way, saves him from sorrow, frees him from his enemy, and he is his wonderful deliverer from woe. And if we believe in the opportunity that there is abundance in this world, the possibility increases for us to be able to use this abundance. Hymn 2.27, Adityas, 17 verses. These hymns that drop down fatness, with the ladle I ever offer to the kings, Adityas. May Mitra, Aryaman, and Bhaga hear us, the mighty Varuna, Daksha, and Amasa. With one accord may Aryaman and Mitra and Varuna this day accept this praise song. Adityas bright and pure as streams of water, free from all guile and falsehood, blameless, perfect. These gods, Adityas, vast, profound, and faithful, with many eyes, fain to deceive the wicked, looking within, behold the good and evil near to the kings, is even the thing most distant, upholding that which moves and that which moves not. Adityas, gods, protectors of all, being provident, guarding well the world of spirits, true to eternal law, the debt exactors. May I, Adityas, share in this your favor, which Aryaman brings profit, aid, and danger. Under your guidance, Varuna and Mitra, round troubles may I pass like rugged places. Smooth is your path, O Aryaman and Mitra, excellent is it, Varuna and thornless. Thereon, Adityas, send us down your blessing. Grant us a shelter hard to be demolished. Mother of kings, may Aditya transport us by fair paths, Aryaman, beyond all hatred. May we, uninjured, girt by many heroes, win Varuna's and Mitra's high protection. With their support, they stay 3 earths, 3 heavens. The 3 are their functions in the gods' assembly. Mighty through law, Adityas is your greatness. Fair is it, Aryaman, Varuna, and Mitra. golden and splendid, pure like streams of water, they hold aloft the three bright heavenly regions. Never do they slumber, never close their eyelids, faithful, far ruling for the righteous mortal. Thou over all, O Varuna, art sovereign, be they gods Asura, or be they mortals. Grant unto us, see, 100 autumns, ours be the blessed long lives of our forefathers. Neither the right nor left do I distinguish, neither the cast nor the west, Adityas. Simple and guided by your wisdom, Vasus, may I attain the light that brings no danger. He who bears gifts unto the kings, true leaders, he whom their everlasting blessings prosper, moves with his chariot, first in rank and wealthy, beneficent and lauded in assemblies. Pure, faithful, very strong with heroes round him. He dwells beside the waters, rich with pasture. None slays from near at hand or from a distance him who is under the Aditya's guidance. Aditya, Mitra, Varuna, forgive us, however we have erred and sinned against you. May I obtain the broad light free from peril. O Indra, let not during darkness seize us. For him the twain united pour their fullness. The rain from heaven, he thrives most highly favored. He goes to war, mastering both the mansions. To him both portions of the world are gracious. Your guiles, ye holy ones, to quell oppressors, your snares spread out against the foe, Adityas. May I car-borne pass, like a skillful horseman, uninjured we dwell in spacious shelter. May I not live, O Varuna, to witness my wealthy, liberal, dear friend's destitution. King, may I never lack well-ordered riches. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. And it's important when we even think of individual qualities of deity, that we realize that there are multiple facets to it. And we think of ways in which this earth is protected from certain things. We got an atmosphere. We got, this magnetic field. There's other planets around that serve to deflect some of what comes in. Didn't Jupiter get hit by some meteors that would more or less ended life on Earth? M228, Varuna, 11 verses. The Lord of the self-radiant wise Aditya may be supreme over all that is in greatness. I beg renown of Varuna the mighty, the god exceeding kind to him who worships. Having extolled thee, Varuna, with thoughtful care, may we have high fortune in thy service, singing thy praises like the fires at coming, day after day, of mornings rich in cattle. May we be in thy keeping, O thou leader, wide-ruling Varuna, lord of many heroes. O sons of Aditya, for ever faithful, pardon us. Gods admit us to your friendship. He made them flow, the Aditya, the sustainer of the rivers run by Varuna's commandment. These feel no weariness, nor cease from flowing. Swift have they flown like birds in air around us. Loose me from sin as from a bond that binds me. May we swell, Varuna, thy spring of order. Let not my thread, while I weave song, be severed, nor my work sum before the time be shattered. Far from me, Varuna, remove all danger, accept me graciously. O thou holy sovereign, cast off like cords that hold a calf my troubles. I am not even mine eyelids lowered without thee. Strike us not, Varuna, with those dread weapons which, Asura, at thy bidding, wound the sinner. Let us not pass away from light to exile. Scatter that we may live, the men who hate us. O mighty Varuna, now and hereafter, even as of old, we will speak forth our worship. For in thyself, invincible God, thy statutes, ne'er to be moved, are fixed as on a mountain. Move far from me what sins I have committed. Let me not suffer, King, for guilt of others. Full many a morn remains to dawn upon us in these, O Varuna. While we live, direct us, O King, whoever, be he friend or kinsman, hath threatened me, affrighted in my slumber. If any wolf or robber fain would harm us, therefrom, O Varuna, give thou us protection. May I not live, O Varuna, to witness my wealthy, liberal, dear friend's destitution. King, may I never lack well-ordered riches. Loud may we speak with heroes in assemblies. And it's important to develop this idea of being lifted from bondage. But then again, that binding those in their attempts to do wrong to us. Hymn 2:29, Vistadevas, 7 verses. Upholders of the law, ye strong Adityas, remove my sin like her who bears in secret, you Varuna, Mitra, and all gods who listen. I call to help me, I know who your goodness. Ye, gods, are providence, and ye are power. Remove ye utterly all those who hate us. As givers of good things, deal with us kindly. This day be gracious to us and hereafter. What service may we do you with our future? What service, Vasus, with our ancient friendship? O Aditya and Varuna and Mitra, Indra and Marutas, make us well and happy. Ye, O ye gods, are verily our kinsmen. As such, be kind to me, who now implore you, let not your car come slowly to our worship of kinsmen, such as you, ne'er let us weary. I singly have sinned many a sin against you, and ye chastised me as a sire the gambler. Be far your nets, far gods, be mine offences, seize me not like a bird upon her offspring. Turn yourselves hitherward this day, ye holy, that fearing in my heart I may approach you. Protect us, God, let not the wolf destroy us, save us, ye holy, from the pit and falling. May I not live, O Varuna, to witness my wealthy, liberal dear friend's destitution. King, may I never lack well-ordered riches. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. Now, certainly, we don't want bad things to befall people just because, they have what we don't, or we would want some of what they have, or something like that. But one thing that rings very strongly through this passage is this perfecting, realizing that you didn't do your best and trying to do better. Hymn 230, Indra and Others, 11 verses. The streams unceasing flow to Indra, slayer of Ahe, Sevatar, God, law's fulfiller. Day after day goes on the sheen of waters. What time hath passed since they were first set flowing? His mother, for she knew, spake and proclaimed him who was about to cast his bolt at Vritra. Cutting their paths according to his pleasure, day after day, flow to their goal, the rivers. Aloft he stood above the airy region, and against Vritra shot his deadly missile. Enveloped in a cloud, he rushed upon him. Indra subdued the foe with sharpened weapons. As with the bolt, Brihaspati, fiercely flaming, pierced thou Vrika Dvaras, Asura's heroes. Even as in time of old with might thou slewest, so slay even now our enemy, O Indra. Cast down from heaven on high thy bolt of thunder, wherewith in joy thou smitest dead the foeman. For gang of children make us thine, O Indra, of many children's children, and of cattle. Whomso ye love, his power ye aid and strengthen. Ye twain are the rich worshippers advancers. Graciously favor us, Indra and Soma, give us firm standing in this time of danger. Let it not vex me, tire me, make me slothful, and never let us say, press not the Soma. For him who cares for me, gives gifts, supports me, who comes with kind to me, who pour libations. Sarasvati, protect us with the Marutas allied. Thou boldly conquerest our foemen, while Indra does to death the daring chieftain of Sandikas, exulting in his prowess. Him who waylays, yea, him who would destroy us. Aim at him, pierce him with thy sharpened weapon. Brihaspati with arms thou slayest foemen, O king. Give up to the spoiler to destruction. Perform, O hero, with our valiant heroes the deeds heroic which thou hast to finish. Long have they been inflated with presumption. Slay them and bring us hither their possessions. I, craving joy, address with hymn and homage your heavenly host, the company of Brutus, that we may gain wealth with full store of heroes, each day more famous and with troops of children. An important thing is that we don't, we're not supporting fully the rich, we're not supporting fully the poor. It's not whether they're poor or rich and how we judge them. And certainly, you want to be protected on different levels from action and inaction. 231, Vistadevas, 7 verses. Help Varuna and Mitra, O ye twain, allied with Vasus, Rudras, and Adityas, help our car, that, as the wild birds of the forest, from their home, our horses may fly forth, glad, eager for renown. Yea, now ye gods, of one accord, speed on our car, what time among the folk it seeks an act of might, when hasting through the region with the stamp of hooves, our swift steeds trample on the ridges of the earth. May our Indra hear, the friend of all mankind, coming from heaven most wise, girt by the Marut host, accompany with aid untroubled by a foe. Our car, too, mighty gang to win the meed of strength. May this Vashtar, god who rules the world with power, one-minded with the goddess, speed forth our car. Ella and Baga, the celestial, earth and heaven, Pushan, Purande, and the Asthans, ruling lords, are seen alternate, those two blessed goddesses, morning and night, who stir all living things to act. While, with my newest song, I praise you both, O earth, that from what moves not, ye may spread forth threefold food. Your blessing as a boon for suppliants we desire. The dragon of the deep, and Aja Akapada, Trikta, Rebukshan, Savatar shall join us, and the flood's swift child in our worship and our prayer. These earnest prayers I pray to you, ye holy, to pay you honor, living men to have formed them, men fain to win the prize and glory. May they win as a car horse might the goal, your notice. And it's important when we're gendering things that we think of things through both genders. Hymn 232, various deities, 8 verses. Graciously further, O ye heaven and earth, is speech striving to win reward of me, your worshipper. First rank I give to you, immortal, high extolled, I feign to win me wealth. To you, the mighty pair, let not man's guile annoy us. Secret are by day, give us not up a prey to these calamities. Sever not thou our friendship, think thereon for us. This with a heart that longs for bliss, we seek from thee, bring hither with benignant mind the willing cow, teeming with plenteous milk, full inexhaustible. O thou invoked by many, day by day I urge thee with my word, a charger rapid in his thread. With eulogy I call him Raka, swift to hear. May she auspicious hear us, and herself observe. With never-breaking needle may she sow her work, and give a hero son, most wealthy, meet for praise. All thy kind thoughts, O Raka, lovely in their form, wherewith thou grantest wealth to him who offers gifts. With these come thou to us this day benevolent. O blessed one, bestowing food of thousand sorts. O broad-tressed Sini Valley, thou who art the sister of the gods, accept the offered sacrifice, and, goddess, grant us progeny, with lovely fingers, lovely arms, prolific mother of many sons. Present the sacred gifts to her, to Sin Vali, queen of men, her Sini Vali, her Gungu, her Raka, her Sarasvati. Indrani, to mine aid I call, and Varunani for my wheel. And yeah, you can be careful with a needle and get it to last a long time, but it bends and they break eventually. But yeah, idealizing the female roles is important enough as a motivator, but let's not criticize people for not living up to the total ideal. It's just, upon what they're capable of. Hymn 2:33, Rudra, 15 verses. Father of Marutas, let thy bliss approach us. Exclude us not from looking on the sunlight. Gracious to our fleet courser, be the hero. May we transplant us, Rudra, and our children, with the most saving medicines which thou givest, Rudra. May I attain 100 winters. Far from us banish enmity and hatred, and to all quarters melodies and trouble. Chief of all, born art thou in glory, Rudra, armed with the thunder. Mightiest of the mighty, transport us over trouble. To well-being repel thou from us all assaults of mischief. Let us not anger thee with worship, Rudra, ill praise. Strong God, our mingled invocation. Do thou with strengthening balms incite our heroes. I hear thee famed as best of all physicians. May I with praise songs win that Rudra's favor, who is adored with gifts and invocations. Ne'er may the tawny god bear checked and gracious. Swift hearing, yield us to this evil purpose. Is it supposed to be fair-cheeked? Be strong, begirt by the Marutas, hath refreshed me with most invigorating food, imploring, as he who finds a shade in fervent sunlight, may I uninjured win the bliss of Rudra. Or is that gracious hand of thine, O Rudra, the hand that giveth health and bringeth comfort, remover of the woe that gods have sent us. O strong one, look thou on me with compassion. To him, the strong, great, tawny, fair complexioned, I utter forth a mighty hymn of praises. We serve the brilliant god with adorations. We glorify the splendid name of Rudra. With firm limbs multiform, the strong, the tawny, adorns himself with bright gold decorations. The strength of Godhead ne'er departs from Rudra, him who is sovereign of this world, the mighty. Worthy thou carriest thy bow and arrows, worthy thy many-hued and honored necklace, worthy thou cuttest here each fiend to pieces. A mightier than thou there is not, Rudra. Praise him, the chariot-born, the young, the famous, fierce, slaying like a dread beast of the forest. O Rudra, praise be gracious to the singer. Let thy hosts spare us and smite down another. I bend to thee as thou approachest, Rudra, even as a boy before the sire who greets him. I praise thee, bounteous giver, Lord of heroes, gives medicines to us as thou art lauded. Of your pure medicines, O potent Marutas, those that are wholesomest and health bestowing, those which our father Manu hath selected, I crave from Rudra for our gain and welfare. May Rudra's missile turn aside and spare us. The great wrath of the impetuous one avoid us. Turn, bounteous God, thy strong bow from our princes, and be thou gracious to our seed and offspring. O tawny bull, thus showing forth thy nature, as neither to be wroth, O God, nor slay us. Hear, Rudra, listen to our invocations. Loud may we speak with heroes in assembly. Well, it can be fair checked because there could be not much to check about, or checked in a favorable, in a favorable way. But the thing that I was thinking is that the devil, some of the devil mythology, Shaitan, Satan, Sathan, Iblis, and Gromenu, some of what's said there parallels what's being talked about here. The father, at least in a way, of the elementals, because we see this father language used with God over everything, but that's not a literal fathership. And certain other things. So But obviously, I'm not saying it's it's exactly the sort of figure or exactly sort of, because it could be as like a name of deity. What does Rudra mean? Something like strong mode or something. I don't know.